what's kind of your takeaway from today? What kind of concerns you, or what was your message to you guys after this one?
Well, the ending message is we don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. We got to get better and turn around and play in 2 days again in Illinois. But yeah, as I break down the film, I'm sure what I'm going to find is there were some good things. I thought offensively we did some good things, got good looks in the first half. The second half we had a harder time keeping them out of the paint. Obviously, Cam Jones was a big reason of that. But it was the stretch from about the 15-minute mark to the 8-minute mark of that second half where there was 14 possessions and we were up one at that point. And within 14 possessions, we turned it over 7 times in those 14 possessions. And that allowed them to go from down 1 to up 6. And what it did is created an avalanche of getting us in transition defensively. They took advantage of that. Were able to get to the rim and then got confidence going from that. And then we were playing on our heels for the rest of the second half after that. We obviously is trying to stop the ball, and then Gold hits the 3. So the inability to obviously you want to take care of it, it gives them transition opportunities. The turnovers was a big part of it. And then the offensive rebounding. We gave 9 offensive rebounds in the second half. So those things I'm sure is what I'm going to find on film. But as I told the team, we learned a lot from the other night against Michigan from an offensive standpoint. Thought we did better things, got better shots today. And this one's going to show us and help us more defensively on that end in terms of being able to guard the ball better, where we can take away gaps, where we broke rules, where we didn't send the ball back to where it had come from and allowed lane line drives, those things. And it's a credit to Marquette that that they took advantage of it when we were on our heels defensively. They kept attacking us. Right there in the middle.
Go ahead,
yeah.
You've obviously seen Cam Jones before, but just this year with a different role, with the ball in his hands more, just how's he different, how's he better than
Well, I just talked to him outside, and I said, hey, you play like an old man. And from that regard, that's a compliment in terms of he doesn't get sped up. He doesn't get put in positions for the most part. I know he struggled shooting the ball the other night at Iowa State, but he meanders his way through. He's strong, he's physical, he's mature, and he does a great job of finding teammates. And obviously he's got that left-hand runner and his game to the left down pretty well, and he shoots the 3 well enough that you have to respect that, and you can't completely pack it in on him. But I think the biggest thing is just his what's between his ears, the mental part of it, that he lets the game come to him and doesn't try to force it. And that's usually the case when you get older guys, that they mature and slow down a little bit. And he's obviously done a great job of that. I'm not surprised by anything. Exactly what I saw today live is what I've watched on film.
Michael?
As far as the turnovers go, is there anything that you learned from today how your team can improve against ball?
Yeah, some of them were self-inflicted. I'm sure I'm going to find the vast majority of them were self-inflicted by us. We have to play off 2 feet better. John Tange, that's an ongoing quest with him to play off 2 feet, because it's going to allow him to finish better. It's going to allow him to get to the free throw line more, and it's going to allow him to make better decisions because he's not caught up in the air with the ball. So, I thought he had 5. John had a couple, the 2 in the second half. I didn't think that was him, had 1 dribble off his leg, and then the other one he kind of threw across court. Those are unforced. You have to make better decisions. And specifically when you get in games like this where the snowball starts little and then you have a few of those and the avalanche starts coming downhill. So it won't be anything new, I'm sure, that we're going to be talking about and showing on film, but they understand the importance of taking care of the ball. And not only do you not get a shot, but the live ball turnovers are what puts them coming at you in numbers on the other end.
Do a couple more.
Ben?
What have you seen from John Blackwell the last 2 games? I mean, is it just a case where he's getting sped up a little bit and he's kind of getting ahead of himself?
At times early, I didn't think he played fast enough. I wanted him more aggressive, putting them more on their heels. I thought we got ourselves in trouble at times because we took our time bringing the ball up. We wanted to bring it with some pace and try to get them back retreating a little bit. I thought once he got into the flow of it, Cam puts us into that aggressive mindset a little bit faster and a little better just because of the type of player he is. But I think the biggest thing for John, obviously, you got to make better decisions, but I want him playing aggressive. I want him playing downhill, and quite frankly, doing more of that earlier. You know, and I took him out early, and that was my message to him. Hey, let's not walk this thing up. Let's attack. And I thought he was better for that. Defensively, you know, be able to keep the ball in front of us better. That's a team thing of the communication and the exchanges and then walling off the paint that we all have to be better at.
Last one, Jim.
Jim?
There's a long ways to go, but how good do you think this team can be defensively? I'm just curious if in your mind you're thinking you're just going to outscore teams.
No, I mean, the game has changed, Jim. So, you know, it's a scoring college basketball. If you want to win at a high level, you have to score. But I'm not saying that defenses are irrelevant, but they're calling more fouls. Okay, they're eliminating the ability to really be physical and really bump and grind, so to speak. But yeah, we have to get better defensively. We have to get better at communicating in terms of our system when we do switch actions, when we don't, and when we do switch them, the ability to keep the ball in front of us and not allow it to go down a lane line. So, you know, there were times where I thought we had some good things defensively, and then when you have a guard like Jones that can pick and choose his spot and plays, you know, the ball's in his hands 90% of the possession, and then he finds a mismatch or he finds a way to find a seam. You know, when he finds a seam, then it causes the collapsing. We were trying not to overhelp, knowing that they've got some guys that have made shots around him, specifically Joplin and Gold to a degree, but you know, and his ability to finish. But that we let the ball get to the rim way too consistently, specifically in the second half. So I'll pull apart the film and see why, if it was great play by them or if things we could have been better at. That, and I'm sure I'm going to find a mixture of both. But like I said, they were able to get in the teeth of our defense and make good plays from it.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
All right, thanks.